Everybody, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiance the other way. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. I
Windy.
don't, yeah, that's, I know. This episode gave me gas, as you can see. Because let me tell you, I was stressed out by the new couple.
Oh,
Which I think we should just start with them.
yeah. Let me. Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a nickname for them.
Oh.
It just says lesbians on my.
Mine says. I knew yours was gonna be some sort of collection of. Mine says standard issue lesbian couple, Dempsey, aka If You Still My Sunshine, and Statler, aka Sturdy Lesbian Name.
Yeah. I'm just gonna name them
Sturdy white liberal lesbian name.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call them Subaru. You know
that is perfect. So there is an account on Instagram called hold on. It's,
lesbians who drive Subarus.
no. Although I really hope somebody does that.
That's an account that'll give you engagement.
It's called Celebs That Copy Brandy, and they're the most ridiculous but hilarious. So I'm going to read them to you. First, I'm going to show you the picture. Okay, Cardi B copies Brandy.
No, nowhere near.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is YouTube, but I did not write this. Okay, so y'all just shut the fuck up. All right.
Okay.
Unidentifiable special education and delayed learning beneficiary copies Brandy's signature colored curls. God. Afro-Korean lesbian Ket Valentine makes failed attempts to copy Brandy's solo number one 1998 hit single, The Boy Is Mine, ultimately flops. It's Ariana Grande's. Wait.
Which is so funny because Brandy and Monica are on the remix of The Boy Is Mine.
Rihanna copies Brandy.
And that's global. Oh my gosh.
We're not done. Unidentifiable drag queen makes failed attempt to copy Brandy's signature pose in fashion forward bob. It's Nicki Minaj. Megan Thee Stallion or Nicki Minaj, one of those two, shamelessly copies Brandy's 2023 holiday hit Christmas with Brandy cover.
That is so dumb.
White liberal lesbian copies Brandy.
Oh my gosh.
Leader of homosexual black male cult cheaply copies Brandy. Oh,
that's so ridiculous.
Anyway, that made me think the white liberal lesbian, aka Taylor Swift, made me think of these two. But we got Dempsey, aka If You Still My Sunshine, who's 29 and from Darlington, England, and Statler, sturdy white liberal lesbian name, 33 years old, from Irving, Texas.
Yes. So Dempsey is. I'm assuming she's going to start a YouTube channel because only people who start YouTube channels are the people that choose to live in their vans voluntarily.
Absolutely.
And I only say this because there was like 6 months I was obsessed with this guy on YouTube who lived in his van. Like he quit his job during the pandemic. Well, he didn't quit his job. Let me not say that. He had an apartment with roommates. And was like, this is crazy. I'm moving back home.
Yeah.
Then he was like, I can't live at home anymore because my parents are weird. I can't do that. So he was like, I also am tired of, like money and stuff. So he bought a Sprinter van and fixed it to become a space where he lives in. So he travels all over North America. And I say that because one of his longest travels was from the end of America, of Key West, like the end of like the tip of Key West, all the way. He drove from there all the way to Alaska, to the northest point of Alaska. Yeah, it was crazy.
There's a bridge to Alaska.
Yeah, you got to drive through Canada.
Oh yeah.
And then you end up there. And then he had to like he ended up getting stuck on the path like coming down from like the North Pole. And so he had to have I know it was fascinating. I told you 6 months I was in it. Like I had to know what was going on.
Somebody needs to do like a drive around America where they start from like you said, like the tip, like Key West, but like go up the East Coast, come back around.
He does that too.
Do like a what's the bullet eye kind of situation where they hit every state.
Bullseye
From the outside.
Yeah,
to
like
the middle.
Like he does several trips. Like he did that one long trip, and then he went on a pizza tour. So he went to like all the famous places that would like have notoriety to pizza. So like because he's from Maryland, so he drove to through DC, New York, Connecticut. People don't talk about Connecticut pizza, but it's delicious. And then
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's Connecticut is the problem,
right,
but it's yeah. But and then he went to Chicago for deep dish. And then in one of the videos they have pizza in Santa Fe. That's a different type of pizza, which I think is like of the native, like their version of pizza.
Oh, like a flatbread situation, fried bread.
Yes. It was a fry bread. And then he also in his channel, his name is Ryan Toomey. It's a cooking channel, so he cooks like gourmet meals in his van,
in his bus.
Yeah. Yeah. So in my head, when I saw her, I was like, "Oh, it's like that white man Brian." I mean, they kind of both look similar.
Cause Mama seems like she really like got this shit down. Clearly, they are a couple that's been on another iteration of 90 Day.
They were a 90-day UK. That's what the audience wanted us to watch, and I was like, I don't know about this.
Amber kept texting me and was like, "You've got to watch 90 Day UK."
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to UK programming, is
I don't mind it. Like I told you, I watched
It depends.
American Ghost, and then I went back and watched the original because it was UK, and UK Ghost, and I used to watch Little Britain, and like.
But
I don't
the thing
mind.
is, fiction and reality is different, because I tried watching the UK version of Catfish, and it didn't hit for me.
Yeah, like what are they like? Do you end up with somebody who's like, oh, like
yeah, it was a lot of that, and it was hard for. Yeah, and it was hard for me because a lot of people in UK all look like catfish, like meaning like they would catfish. Anywho, it just
You're
didn't
about to
work.
create us
for
a
me.
gaggle of enemies that I don't have time for. Or are you talking about the white people? Because
Whites.
oh, okay, never
know,
mind. All blacks in the UK are immigrants anyway. So
Exactly.
We ain't talking about y'all.
Anywho, the lesbians.
The lesbians. Yes.
You're right. They were on 90-day version before this, and where they had met on a dating app. After 7 months, they eventually flew to meet one another, and they had a lesbian romance. After 3 days, they're like, let's get married or let's move in together, standard issued stuff.
Yeah.
However, the source of contention of their relationship was that Statler from Irving, Texas, does not want children. She was like, ew. Yeah. Like, don't ruin this. Yeah. With your thoughts piglets. Of crumb. Yeah, with crumb snatchers. Ew. And it was it was very like almost a deal breaker for them. Yeah. But the neurospicy queen that is Statler, she was like, I'm gonna try to work through this, and we'll see what happens.
Listen, can I be honest with you? Neurospicy gets on my nerves. Like, it feels like Like I hate it the way that I hate girl boss. Like I hate neurospicy. I'm like, I get it. You know, we're trying to cutesy things up. You want to bedazzle, you know, mental illness. But I'm laughing because I have it. But I also
I'm gonna vajizzle my mental illness.
I'm gonna be like, right, or add giblets to it, or whatever you put on Crocs. You know what I'm saying?
I'm putting an anklet on my spectrum.
Right. But I fucking hate it. Like, I'd rather you give it like a neurozifferent or something. But I hate a neurospicy so much, especially because y'all don't like flavor. But I don't like neurospicy. It drives me crazy.
They also think like hot pickle juice is spicy, so it's hard for me to like.
Exactly. But I also, black people use it too, and I'm like, see, y'all are the ones who wear them cold shoulder tops. Like, I hate neurospicy. I hate neurospicy. Anywho.
Yeah. So Statler is freaking out over this van living situation where like she agreed to it in the moment because she was caught up in the rapture of lesbian love.
Yeah.
And then reality set in and she was like, oh wait, like where am I going to shower? Like that's crazy. So she didn't really think about the logistics. And so Dempsey happens to go talk to her Lindsay, who also lives the van life. And Lindsay was like, if your girl flips out over small things, just know van life, everything is a small thing.
Yeah.
So she might not be the best bitch to ride out with. You know what I mean?
Yes, she was not wrong.
No. Even like hell, road trips are hell. Like you're not even living out of the car.
Hello.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hello.
So I can't imagine back to that Ryan YouTuber guy, right? So he has a girlfriend. And so like she'll come on trips with him because she got a real job. She's like, I'm not living in this van with you. Like, this is you, white man. I'll come holla at you when you in the neighborhood, or you can come scoop me and we could drive a couple states back and then you fly me back home.
Right. to my bed in my home.
That's exactly what happens. Like, she's like, this is cute for camping, and then I'm going home.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, there's no way this girl can survive. Outside of her just natural inclination to having issues with living in a van, like most people would, you're also asking me to do this in a whole nother country.
Yeah. And I'm good. But
I'm cool.
But I'm not mad at the concept. You got to be built for that. And it is evident to us within 45 seconds of watching this couple that mama is not built for this life at all, and she's getting ready to fuck shit up on the road.
Yeah, she won't have a tub to piss in, literally.
Literally.
Because that's her thing.
And when her friend was like, so what happens when she gets sick of this shit halfway through and y'all just in the middle of bumblefuck Switzerland? And she was like, didn't think about that. I'm not sure. So this just
caught up in the rapture of lesbian love.
This is getting ready to be. I'm like, okay, we got something to look forward to because they're about to be a mess, especially because that neurodivergent one, she's a mess.
Yes, but I also think that Dempsey convinced her of like some weird lesbian white fantasy. Because as soon as she got us on camera, I was like, something about Dempsey gives scammer vibes to me.
Really?
Like,
that.
Do you ever? I know you don't like House Hunters International, but like on House Hunters International, there's always one person out of the couple who is like super adventurous, scammy, mixy. You know, they just fly by the seat of their pants and like they just hope everything works out. Like there's like that meme on Instagram where it's like, well, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you have like chaotic friends who like they'll just show up and be like, oh my gosh, I just hit like a child.
But see, that's
and then like on their way as I sit down for brunch, and it's just like, bitch, what? Like you just hit a baby. You know, I feel like that's Dempsey.
That
she's named after a damn Teletubby, right?
Well, we also find out that Dempsey grew up on the road because her family owned
circus
a
freak.
traveling carnival. So
a carny.
I was like, your family owned a carnival? That's crazy. Like, I was like, what kind of childhood? That just, I don't know. It seems. Did you ever see the Twilight Zone movie?
No. Although I just learned that Twilight Zone was inspired by Emmett Till.
Wait. What part of it? The whole thing?
Yeah. Like, Alfred Hitchcock created it.
But it came out before that. Hold on.
I could be wrong. I take with the internet as a grain of salt. You know what I mean?
When did Emmett Till get killed?
A long time ago.
Yes, nigga,
like 100 years ago, almost. Okay, right?
So
like the 20s?
1955. Not that long ago.
No.
Oh, it could have been. Twilight Zone came out in 1959. Let's see here. Oh, so you know what? You've never seen the movie.
No, only the TV show. Because my aunt used to... That was her shiznai.
I feel like we either watch the movie in 2 parts on the ABC show or we watch it live with the people. But I know I'm a little different, so I don't know if everybody's going to be down for that. But it's crazy because it's multiple stories within this movie. But a
dark mirror situation or black mirror situation.
Yes, kind of. Yes, like an OG. I got to do my research into this. There is one story where this young boy, like, basically he lives in a cartoon where he can control shit himself. And so he can turn his family into, like, cartoon things. And they always have to eat shit like candied apples and peanut butter on burgers and, like, just ice cream cones and just all the things that are in excess are unhealthy for you. And I was like, is that how she grew up? Like, what do you, like, how do you roast a chicken when your family's traveling, like, with a carnival? You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't.
You grew up on turkey legs and, like, funnel cakes.
And roasted peanuts.
Exactly, for protein. So,
yeah.
Yes, she grew up in a traveling carnival family. I am not getting the same vibes that you're getting. You know what I think happened? I'm going to tell you my theory. I think sturdy liberal lesbian name, Statler. I think she got caught up in the rapture of love, like you said, agreed to this, because if you see the previews for next week, she's like, I need your portion of the money for the van. And she's like, I didn't agree to that. And she's like, we literally talked about this multiple times. And the way mama is, like, wigging out and, like, freaking out, like, she's freaking out over something that she agreed to do. And it didn't feel like a convincing. It felt like you made a decision in the throes of coochie bumping, which happens to the best of us. And then now you're, like, feeling, it's like when we be like, yeah, girl, we gonna go out on Saturday and it's about to be a blast, and then come Saturday it's like, damn, bitch, why did I agree to do this? Because I don't want to do nothing but watch Living Single and eat my barbecue takeout. So, like, that's what I'm feeling is happening here. That's my take. You could be right, I could be. I
feel international lesbians be scammy. I watch House Hunters International. They be like, oh, you put your girlfriends through a mattress where they are rendered senseless, okay? Robbing them blind.
I don't think this lady's about to rob her. She gave up her whole mobile home. We saw them take her home away.
She was gonna do that regardless with Scout. What's her name? Statler. Or not. She was going to sell her mobile home regardless.
I don't get
the live off the grid.
She forages, like, I don't.
Which is why I'm like, she wants somebody to do it with. Like, she wants somebody to forage with her.
Yeah. Yes. And I think old girl agreed to, and she didn't know what she was getting herself into.
scammed her out of a good life and scammed her into living into the woods
ass.
with her.
I got the best of both worlds. I think she was mesmerized by her deli meats. Yeah.
That was them.
Yeah, yeah. We have we've gotten ourselves canceled enough. Who shall we go into?
Because there's only 3 people this week.
Yeah.
We could talk about Shekinah and Sarper.
Oh, white Shekinah.
Yeah, because there's very quick. Nothing really happened that you couldn't assume it happened.
But my first
hold
on, my first note, and then you could go into it says, "Ooh, she went to Amish boarding school. Copy, say less."
Yeah. I know Mama has churned butter in her lifetime.
It also answers so many questions about the abandonment of her child.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I've watched this house, like Little House on the Prairie. I know how they operate.
Which needs to be our next after Anne of Green Gables, because I really am itching to watch them push that child down that hill. And you know, every so often I have to post that heavy metal cover of Little House on the Prairie and all its chaotic moments.
Full circle. One of the little girls that was on Little House on the Prairie is Kim Richards, who was the sister of Kyle Richards, who was husband.
That's where I know her face. Oh my God! I was like, this duck-looking white lady is not. This is not the first time I've seen her. She was on Little House on the fucking Prairie. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You just, cause you, It's a residential street, nigga. Cause you said she was in
Escape from Witch Mountain,
which I also saw, but I don't remember.
She was also like a young, like a child actress. Yeah.
Little House on the Prairie. That is where I know her face from. Whoa, you just. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, but yes.
But yes, we should watch movies about the Dust Bowl. So it's been 3 months. Remember, Shekinah had to go back to America so she could work, and so she is about to go back to be with her one true love, Sarper, and her homegirl is taking her and her dog Adonis to. Now, how come they could take the dog to Turkey, but they can't take a dog to Indonesia?
You know why? Because the world is Islamophobic. And, you know.
Well, are they... okay.
Terry, I don't know what the production...
Because I don't... Sarper don't give me that he believe...
Indonesians,
if anything,
they brown, so...
Either way.
But they're riding in their genocide mobile to the airport.
Yeah, and...
with 2 dogs.
With Adonis and whatever. And so... husband. Yeah, and so her homegirl is like, you know, what's it going to be like when you move? I know you've had issues in the past. So, of course, we all know about this little black book where he counted all his conquests, which we all know he's a little bit of a Rain Man situation.
Yeah, this is my bed buddies.
Yeah. And apparently he has a, I was like, oh, Sarper has a curio in his apartment. And it's just a case filled with all these liquor bottles, and apparently he has had a bottle with every bottle he's had has been with a woman.
That's so not it's 2,000 like he's bottles though.
No, but keep in mind, you know, one bottle could represent like 5 or 6 women. You're right. You know what I mean?
Sarper's like the ultimate bachelor from 1998.
Oh yeah, he's Bill Bellamy in How to Be a Player.
Yeah, the Turkish version.
Yeah.
He is terrible. Let's be very clear. He's extremely misogynistic. He's many things, but I am not going to stop laughing.
He's soft on the inside.
He's also fucking hilarious unintentionally. Bed bodies is my that's what I'm calling all the niggas outside of the NDAs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, excuse me, D&Cs do not count. You also NDAs also. That outside of them, the other ones, I'm calling them my bed buddies.
Bed bodies.
And if you get on my nerves, you're gonna be my bed bugs. But anyway, so he still got that, and she is pissed, but she's got something. She's got something to counter his ass.
I was like, you are such a child. You blossom edge. Like, I hated, like, this is like a very special episode of, like, this is so dumb.
Oh, wait, no, what's the one with the Anna Green Gables shit? I don't fucking
Anna Green Gables, like, it was so dumb.
How do you
so,
even
like,
put that in an Aaliyah song? I'm writing you a 143 page letter.
And I sealed it with a stapler gun. Like,
nigga,
a binder.
And
so this bitch has this bitch has like an orange binder of this novelette. You know, this book, 143 pages. That's long. Heart of Darkness wasn't even that long.
It was an Amish novella as well.
Yeah. Like, I know it was love because I know he made that pencil to write it with her.
And the lead.
Yeah. Or he wrote it with a quill.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he probably made the paper too. But anywho.
Absolutely did.
She's like, I'm going to use this because I kept this from when I was 16 back in 1958. And I, you know, basically weaponizing it because he refuses to get up these bottles or this little black book. Which is so dumb. Stupid. Like, I got one up on you. I'm going to show you.
Let's be very clear. But
my orange binder from Jim Crow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's so fucking dumb. So, anywho, she gets to the airport. He's emotional. He lets us know that he's a cat person because you could be a hoe when you have a cat. Because they could, you know, take care of cats. Typically, could take care of themselves.
Yes, but also
for a
report
few
this
days.
Nigga for animal cruelty because
animal
4
endangerment.
days
Yeah,
is crazy to me.
Right, like be at home. Like you don't have to have bees diving in pussy at like 24 hours a day. Like you can just stay home and watch. You know, like Absolutely Fabulous every now and again. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
You could take a break.
Fabulous.
So, you know, he's emotional when he sees her and blah, 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 blah. And it takes them 2 hours to get back to his crib. Mm-hmm. And so she gets to the crib, and the first thing that she sees is all these bottles in his boomerang-ass curio when you walk into, you know, the front. And
you know, it got them magnet push doors.
Oh, yeah. Same thing that's in the hi-fi.
Yep.
Like the click, click. And she's upset about it. And she was like, well, I assumed, like, you can't assume things, girl. You got to be direct with Rain Man. Clear. Turkish Rain Man.
Because her friends keep asking. They're like, well, have you said this? Like, she's like, well, no, because I'm... So you're not explicitly communicating. But then she also has said it. She hated them fucking... She did say last season she hated those fucking bottles. Get rid of them fucking bottles. And he just didn't.
She did. She did. But she's also dumb because she's allowing him to design a whole nose for her. So I don't have any...
And she's in Turkey right now. Knowing all of these things... You still there.
She knew he wasn't going to get rid of it. You could have FaceTimed him right before you left. Be like, is the bottle still there? Yes. Okay, well, I'm not coming.
All right, I'm not getting on the plane then.
Like, easy squeezy.
You know, the Virgo in me wanted to pull out a couple recycle bags and get to work.
And you know, like, I remember being young and collecting alcohol bottles because that's what you do in college. You collect them and you keep them on top of your
whatever,
your bar, your top of your cabinets.
Yeah,
like that was a thing. But I was also 20.
Exactly.
He is 40 plus.
Exactly.
You know?
The last, because you know, I used to go to niggas' houses and they would have Hennessy bottles lined above their cabinets. But
Yeah,
at this point now, if I see that, I'd be like, oh, get me out of here immediately.
Because not only are you battling with being tacky, you're also battling alcoholism.
And you have terrible taste in liquor.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't, none of that is good.
Not this nigga juice.
But that was them. Yeah. And last but not least, we have Bon Iver and Tatha. I was gonna call him white artist. Like it was gonna be Hoosier. Maybe I'll call him Charlie Puth. Whatever white name comes to my name.
Did you know? Oh, my heart. Radiohead are like staunch Zionists.
That's hurtful, but I'm not surprised.
Not surprised, but I was like, I can't listen to no more Radiohead.
Yeah.
We can call him Tom York though. But yes, the elevator operator and Tatha.
Now
New Mary.
They're going to wear me thin.
Let me tell you 7 things.
Because I thought it was going to be just her.
No,
but
it's both
he
of
is
them.
A problem too.
Both to them.
So she's on her way to the airport, and specifically like minutes away from getting out of the car. And James wants to have an in-depth conversation about finances and how they're going to support their little family, when they get to Indonesia.
Yeah.
And remember, her going to the airport is a covert mission still, because they have yet to tell the family, because they're sneaking out of the country because he doesn't want to disappoint his white parents and family.
Even though this is going to be worse.
Yes. And we also find out he's done this before, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So they're in the car fighting over finances, because she's also dumb too, because she doesn't want to explain to him how her family gets money back in Indonesia.
No. So remember, her daddy makes banana chips. What she originally told him was he would be working for the family business. So he's under the impression that when he gets there, he will have a job, albeit not as much income as what he makes as an elevator operator, but he would at least be able to bring in some income. She tells him en route to the airport, no. You're not getting paid for working for them. We're going to buy the chips wholesale and go sell them somewhere else. And he's like, bitch, what? How much money? Like, how are we going to pay rent doing that? And she's like, well, you told me about JoJo last minute, so I'm telling you about this last minute. And I was like, girl, the way that you're all take care of yours, and you want kids on top of that, and you think him telling you that it was going to be a delay in the dog coming is the same? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So. And
her just finding out from her homegirl that he don't necessarily may or may not want children, that was also a battery in her back to just be like, well, nigga, you about to pop up and find out that you don't have a job and we about to open our own 7-Eleven.
That is not how this. He's like, hold on. Well, now I'm concerned about coming, and they are, like XD said, en route.
Right in front of
like
the
these
airport.
Niggas are in the parking garage at the airport having this conversation.
They see signs, arrivals, departures.
And they talking about, I don't know if I want to come now because you didn't tell me about this finance situation. But they have a rule that they speak only in love even when they're angry. And that she's
like, love. Is that what you want? Here.
Damn, Cheetah, will you marry me?
That's literally what it was.
So, so they make some sort of amends so that she doesn't get on the plane angry. And when I tell you this nigga is crying a river, I mean, breaking down by the fake Monstera in the airport. And because he's gonna not see her for a month to a month and a half. And she goes. Now, like you mentioned, this is the second time that he's done something like this to his family, we find out. So his brother and sister-in-law are coming over so that he could essentially tell them the news. And he's like, oh, JoJo misses his mommy so much. They were like, well, he ain't got to miss her that long when she's coming back. He's like, oh, she's not. And he's slow dripping this information to them.
Guantanamo style.
He's like, yeah, she's not. They're like, well, why isn't she coming back? Y'all broke up? No. I'm gonna move to Indonesia. And his brother's like, this the second goddamn time. So this nigga was married before to a lady. I don't think she was from Florida, which also gives me pause. I told you how I feel about white men with Asian women. But anyway, so he moves down to Florida because his original wife needed to be back in a warm climate because she couldn't handle Maine either. So he moves down to Florida, and they're married for less than a year, and he moved back. But he told his family at the last damn minute, put them in a terrible situation. They lost all kinds of business, because he clearly, there's only 3 elevator operators. So when you go down one.
Yeah, because they made it seem like if he leaves, the business crumbles. And it's just like, well, that just lets me know you don't have a hit and a half of knowledge of what you're doing, because why would a whole business suffer?
And I'm be honest with you, I was like, do I need to become an elevator operator, nigga? Do I need to go to school?
Listen, I'm about to be at DeVry.
Hello?
Okay? Where do I learn how to become an elevator
Hello,
engineer?
this is Jade, and it's my first day at ITT Tech. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently,
friends.
they make a lot of money, and apparently, they're in demand.
We should become elevator operators and be Jade and XD.
We need to start like a HVAC business or something.
We do.
Because, or like, remember I told you my cousin found that all queer construction company out in Oakland.
Love that.
Like, let's start one, because we need blue collar business.
Let me look. How to weld.
Yeah. Yes.
Where do I learn to weld?
Yeah. I learn how to weld.
So he's telling his brother this information real slowly, and also being defensive, because when his brother brings up that it's the second time, he was like, well, no, not quite, because I didn't have a choice the first time. Yes, you did, nigga.
Yes, you did.
And you got a choice this time. And they're like, so when do you leave? He's like, a week. And he still hasn't told his mother and father. So then his brother's like, well, you made a couple promises to her daddy when you all got married, right? Which were what? Learn the language, always provide, and make some grandbabies. So far, this nigga knows how to say, where's the toilet? He now has figured out that he has to buy banana chips wholesale in order to provide for them. And he don't want no kids. So
because his rationale is like, now I chuckled because in my head I was like, the world has always been awful, but I get it, white man, why you would say these things. Because he was like, after COVID, like, the world went south. And I was like, huh. You're not all the way wrong, but it did go south for white people.
It has been going south, but y'all just pretended it wasn't.
Yeah, but now y'all are realizing things like Kylie, and so now you want to have like a reckoning, if you will, because he was like, I don't want to bring a child into this world because this world is fucking awful. And it's like, no, T, I get it, King, but you also
have to communicate that because she's up here thinking we gonna have a whole dynasty of little white and Indonesian kids, and this is what my mama and my daddy wanted. And all, and here you are denying their blessing and all this weird heterosexual nonsense. Yeah. So it's like, I hear him on the responsibility of having a child in the world, yes, but also,
you told your wife like this is like she wouldn't have married you if your ideas on parenting didn't align.
No,
so
she would not have. So get it the fuck together.
Yeah. But that was them this week.
And that was 90 Day Fiancé the other way. We have so much more to get to because we still got Buc-ee's in Shanghai. Because that man.
I feel like we got another couple coming. Like this is only 4 couples. Like that sounds weird to me.
No, I think it's 5. Let me see here. We got Elevator Operator and Tatha. We got White Shekinah and Ryu.
Oh, it is 5.
We got Buc-ee's and Lily. We got the black girl and the man from Iceland.
Oh, that preview for next week. He
And those lesbians, and that is another episode of 90 Day Fiancé Another Way. See you all next week. Yeah.